Hi, everybody. It's Essence, and today my topic is love is a mirror, and your relationships are a reflection of what's going on inside of you. And I am excited to talk to you about that. But first, before I forget, I want to invite you to my new moon ritual that's happening tomorrow inside of my Facebook group. It's about calling in love. So the link is in the description. So don't forget to join that. All right, so love is a mirror, and your relationships are a reflection of what's going on inside of you. And so when I got that message, that's when things began to change for me. That's actually what led me on my path of healing, because for so many years I kept having relationships that were very short. I was the girl, one of my friends used to say, you always got a new boo. So it's like every couple weeks I was dating a new guy because it didn't work out for some reason with the last guy. And so on the outside, it might have looked like, oh, I just like to date and have fun and be flirty and, go out to eat. But really, underneath it all, I was really sad. And I remember being home a lot and in the evenings just feeling like, God, how come I can't get anybody to love me? How come I can't be in a relationship? Like, what's wrong with me? One of my close friends moved from from Michigan to Atlanta to live with me at one point in time. And we went out the night she got here, and she met a guy that night, and then they were in a relationship for like 7 months together. And so I was really feeling like, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, how come I can't have that? She just moved here today, And so I would meet guys who they couldn't commit. Maybe they were in a relationship still with their baby mama, or I remember really liking a guy, but he was just here for a couple weeks on business. Like, it was just always something to where they couldn't commit, or they just weren't good guys, right? And I went through this for so many years until about I guess I was maybe 30 or close to 30, when finally I have this intuitive message come through that it's not you, it's them. There's something going on within you. And then so I'm like, okay, so there's something going on within me that keeps making this happen. That's how I understood it. And it was like I really got it in my gut. And so that led me on a path to figure out what was going on within me, because I talk often about my abandonment issues with my dad, but back then I didn't know I had abandonment issues. I know I had some daddy issues really only because ever since I was young I liked older men. So that was my only real inkling that I had daddy issues. But when I really got into it, like got into the work and started to understand that I had abandonment issues, I'm like, well, I'm not really that mad at my dad. I didn't really understand why I needed to do this deeper work. But now what I realize, and what I often tell my clients, is the you of you today may not be mad. So the essence of 2012, 2013, when I started going down this path of healing, she wasn't that mad at her dad. But my inner child, the essence of the 80s and 90s, she was extremely hurt and pissed at her dad because he was not in her life and he didn't raise her. And so as a kid, I came up with this idea that, oh, he must not be in my life because I'm unlovable. Why would any man want to be with me if my dad doesn't even want to be with me? Right? And I just made up all these ideas trying to rationalize why my dad wasn't in my life. And so those beliefs became like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it was buried very deep below the surface. I had no idea that this was going on. But that was the energy that was going out, creating my reality. And that's why the universe kept matching me up with guys who didn't live in the same cities with me, guys who were in relationships that were complicated, right? Because of agreements that I made as a child. Life doesn't care that, oh, I was 4 when I decided I was unlovable, right? It's just, it's energy, and energy does what it does. It goes out and brings things of like nature back. And that's why I'm saying that love is a mirror, because often what needs to be healed within us is mirrored back to us, reflected back to us in our relationships, not just romantic ones. It can be with friends, family, co-workers too. And so I don't want you to mistake this as like me saying, your relationships are a reflection of what's going on inside of you, like you're deserving for something to happen. So like a woman in an abusive relationship, it's not that she's deserving that, it's the beliefs that she came up with. It's also about what she witnessed as a kid, right? Maybe she was abused or saw her mom getting abused. It's like all of these things that get buried within us. Life is saying it's time to release that. It's time to heal that. There's this inner child still within you that is like in pain and wants to be healed and set free. So life mirrors back to you what's going on within you for you to do something about. And so what I used to do was drink. That's how I tried to numb or forget about what was going on inside of me. I would just drink until I blacked out. I really didn't know how to look at the pain and the sadness about my relationships, or just even about how I felt about myself, like not being lovable. I didn't know how to deal with that or process it. So I drank a lot, ate cookies, binge TV like crazy, just trying not to feel. And so you may be in a place where your relationships aren't feeling that great, or you keep attracting guys who aren't treating you like you would really love to be treated. And so I want to just say to you that this is a time to use your relationships as like kind of like be a detective, investigate, dive into your old relationships and see how you might have been treated, and see if what similarities are showing up between your different relationships that can help you get some clues as to what's going on within you. But I am living proof that when you heal and release what's going on inside of you, your relationship and what's going on in the outer world begins to change. And so I really want to help you more with that. So I created this group called Goddesses Calling in Divine Love, so we can do rituals and ceremonies and do release work and forgiveness work, very light, but still just starting this path of healing. So my first new moon circle in there is tomorrow, Thursday at 7:30, and then I'll have another one for the full moon, but we'll also do things in between. So I'd love to have you join. Click the link. I'm really excited about this. And if this video brought up something for you or resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. So have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you in the group.